on Central Illinois News Day, pressing forward without Republican support. Why House and Senate Democrats say they will provide COVID-19 relief one way or another. Then adding some lightheartedness to the Super Bowl, what viewers can expect with ads during the big game. Also,
raising awareness about the #1 killer for women. I'm Elise Preston with what women need to watch for when it comes to their heart health.
Central Illinois News Day on WMVD starts now.
Well, good afternoon and thank you for joining us here on CI News Day. I'm Rebecca Brumfield. If you've been paying attention to Adam Sherwinski's forecast, you'll know this weekend is going to be dangerously cold. Some important information to take note of here. The city of Peoria is offering warming centers for those who need them. The lobby of the Peoria Police Station and all fire stations will act as warming centers as well. The full list can be found on the city's website. Over in the Twin Cities, homeless shelters preparing to warm people without a place to go as Arctic air freezes central Illinois. Home Sweet Home Ministries houses men, women, and families. This year, operations have changed to keep people safe from the virus, and officials say they've had to reduce bed counts.
We still have space available for women and for families. We're full for men right now, but we are able to serve women and families who present to us in need of shelter.
He says only residents are allowed inside the shelter due to the virus still being active across the nation. Well, more local health agencies are teaming up to offer additional COVID-19 vaccination opportunities. Carl Broman Medical Center and McLean County Health Department have announced a partnership that will open additional appointments for COVID-19 vaccines next Friday. These appointments will be for those who still need the first dose of the vaccine. The additional clinic will be held Friday, February 12th. It'll be at the Activity and Recreation Center on East Willow Street in Normal. Those who qualify for the 1A and 1B vaccination groups are encouraged to go to the McLean County Health Department website to book an appointment. Well, in the battle against that virus, Johnson & Johnson has asked the FDA to approve emergency use of its single-dose vaccine. That raises the hope of the U.S. having a third vaccine within weeks as the country tries to speed up the slow-going vaccination effort. Well, House and Senate Democrats moving ahead with separate budget bills, which will allow them to pass President Biden's nearly $2 trillion coronavirus relief package with or without Republican support. The president saying the weaker than expected January jobs report is another sign relief is needed as soon as possible. The resolution passed early Friday morning with Vice President Kamala Harris needed to break the party line vote. House and Senate negotiators will work on a final bill in committees, which Democrats could pass without Republican support.
So we will keep working as hard as we can to pass this legislation through the House, through the Senate, as we go through the reconciliation process, and hopefully put it on the president's desk.
In addition to the economic relief in the plan, the package includes $20 billion for a national COVID vaccination program, $50 billion for additional coronavirus testing, and $170 billion to help schools safely reopen. Well, just after the resolution was passed, U.S. Senator Dick Durbin releasing a statement saying, quote, President Biden's American Rescue Plan will break the back of this pandemic by getting vaccines into the arms of Americans and providing financial support that gets our economy up and running again. He goes on to say the Senate cannot take its foot off the gas to address this historic public health and economic crisis, end quote. After 14 hours of debating, Vice President Kamala Harris was the tie-breaking vote. A major criminal justice reform bill is just a signature away from becoming law in the state, but Republican lawmakers say the bill puts victims last. Among its many provisions, House Bill 3653 would make Illinois the first state in the country to get rid of cash bail. GOP Representative Mike Marin says the bill is too complicated and does not address the needs of victims.
HB 3653, as passed, leaves a confusing patchwork of definitions that could ultimately cause more pain and suffering to victims and their families.
The bill passed during the lame duck session last month. Some lawmakers say they were given just a few hours to review and vote on the 766-page bill. A group of Republicans saying they want criminal justice reform, but not like this. They're calling on Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker to veto the bill and start over. Well, on this National Wear Red Day, the American Heart Association raises awareness about heart disease and stroke in women. It's the #1 killer of women, but doctors say 80% of those cardiovascular deaths are preventable. Elise Preston has more on what women need to know.
Professional dancer Megan Corbin loves to create art through movement.
I'm assuming you live a pretty healthy lifestyle.
Yes, I do. I work out a lot. I eat healthy.
But last summer, the 30-year-old's health took an unexpected turn when she woke up with what felt like bad indigestion.
It felt like an intense pressure from gas. And so I tried to deal with it by myself, not knowing blood was not getting to my heart. So once I got to the hospital, they told me that part of my heart had died.
She suffered a heart attack, which can present much differently for women, according to New York City cardiologist Dr. Suzanne Steinbaum.
The symptoms are not often that crushing chest pain that we hear about. It might be more subtle, like shortness of breath, jaw pain, back pain, nausea.
The American Heart Association finds 1 in 3 women will die from heart disease, and racial disparities persist. Black women have more risk factors, develop cardiovascular disease earlier, and have higher death rates compared to white women. Dr. Steinbaum says knowing your numbers like body mass index, blood sugar, blood pressure, and cholesterol is key.
80% of the time, heart disease is preventable. There is nothing more empowering than that statistic.
They did find my blood pressure was pretty high and my cholesterol levels were elevated.
Corbin takes medication to control her numbers and is spreading the word to women to be aware of the risk factors and take care of their hearts. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
Only 1 in 5 American women believe heart disease is her greatest health threat, which is why the American Heart Association is getting the word out on how to prevent it. Well, coming up, we're welcoming back a familiar face to our viewers here on Central Illinois News Day. Chef Mark returns with a great Super Bowl snack you'll want to stick around for.
You're watching Central Illinois News Day with Rebecca Brumfield and meteorologist Molly Naslin with your local Weather Authority forecast. This is Central Illinois News Day on WMVD.
You ready?
No.
No? Oh. Yes, you are. You ready? Yes, you are. Are you ready to go to sleep for real?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Guess what? You get 2 kisses. Very good. And one more for good luck.
Uh-oh.
At Ostling & Associates, we handle bankruptcy and only bankruptcy. When you need help, call Ostling & Associates. There's only a $750 fee for single filing Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Bankruptcy questions? Visit our website at bcyhelp.com. An emergency bankruptcy can stop foreclosures, judgments, repossessions, utility shutoffs, and court proceedings. Call Ostling & Associates with 20 Illinois offices to serve you. Call Ostling & Associates now and stop the collection calls.
Finding the perfect pillow can be overwhelming. So many cheap pillows out there. Are you really getting the quality and support you need for a great night's sleep? That's why Denver Mattress turned to a neurosurgeon.
I've been recommending Doctor's Choice for 20 years. And while finding a great mattress is important to a healthy restorative sleep, you also need the right pillow. The Doctor's Choice pillow by Denver Mattress is the only pillow that I use and recommend to my patients.
So follow the doctor's orders with a Doctor's Choice pillow. Packed with hypoallergenic down alternative microfiber and made in the USA at our very own Denver Mattress Factory, the Doctor's Choice pillow provides the ultimate neck-riddling comfort and support. And for a limited time, when you buy 1 Doctor's Choice jumbo pillow, you get the second free. That's right, 2 pillows for only $69.99 plus free shipping. And every pillow comes with our 365-night better sleep guarantee. Shop in-store or online and get your Doctor's Choice pillow today. But hurry, this offer won't last.
No cavities. We'll see you in 6 months. Bye-bye.
probably just kids. We're going to need to schedule another appointment.
We are back in the kitchen just in time for Super Bowl Sunday with our own superstar chef, Mark Schumann, returns to Central Illinois this afternoon. So, Mark, before we jump into today's treats that you're whipping up for us, it's a pleasure to have you back on the show.
Thank you. It's great to be back. It seems like forever.
I know.
But what a great time to come back right around Super Bowl time,
All things celebratory.
I brought my favorite napkin because I thought for sure maybe that, but I guess not. It was too soon. I bought them too soon, I guess. So they didn't make it again, so I'll keep those for next year. But yeah, this is a great recipe. If you like Super Bowl food, you like chicken wings, you like buffalo kind of stuff, this fits all those categories. And even if you don't like it, you can still make it because it's going to be like sub-zero. This is a nice warm dish, keep you warmed up. So we're just going to jump right in. We've got 3 parts of this. I'm going to make this chicken dish with chicken thighs. The reason I do that is I think they've got a little more fat into them, which gives them a little more flavor. It doesn't dry out so quickly like a chicken breast does. But if you like chicken breast better or chicken breast tenderloin, you can certainly substitute that for it. But what I do is I make this little spice blend, and this spice blend has in it white pepper, black pepper, chili powder, oregano, thyme. It's got some really nice full-bodied flavors in there, chili powder. So it goes on a lot of different things. I've used it on the show a number of times. It's in the recipe. We're going to use that today, and I'll show you how that goes together. We're going to make it super simple for you because this is just olive oil, and we're going to add that. That's just about 1/3 of a cup of olive oil. Then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of this spice mix to that. Okay, and this is your rub for your chicken. The reason we put the oil with the rub instead of just putting the rub on the chicken and grilling it is it doesn't burn, and it also keeps the spices to stick on the chicken.
Wow.
So
I do have that difficulty.
Yeah, when it falls off and it burns. And, so we put that, all you do is you mix that together like that, and then we have a nice mayonnaise that goes with this, and it has some just regular mayonnaise in there. If you want, you can substitute a Greek yogurt for this. But to that, we're going to add chopped scallions, which are just green onions. We got 2 tablespoons of that. We've got blue cheese. You can use a gorgonzola, any kind you like. If you like blue cheese, you can use more. If you don't like it, you can use less.
Sure.
But you got to use it. So we're going to put that in there. And then we got some fresh garlic and some fresh lemon. And that is all there is to that. Now, as we continue to move forward, we've got our chicken thighs ready. All we do is we take those and we rub those in this nice mixture of spice blend and olive oil. And you can marinate these up to 15 to 30 minutes in the refrigerator so they really suck in a lot of those spices. If you want, you don't need to use a bowl. You can put them in a Ziploc bag and zip the top and put it in there, and it works just as well.
That's the kind. That's the one
that's
I
the ticket right there, right? I even brought one by, so in case anybody wanted one.
So we've got it.
We've got it. So we put that on the grill. Those are cooking nicely, and then we're going to make the sauce for it. So I've just got some fresh whole butter here, and we're going to use about 3 ounces of real butter, and that's salted butter. You can use unsalted if you want.
Okay.
And we're going to use about 1/2 cup of hot sauce. My favorite brand is Frank's, if anybody wants to know.
I think that's the only one I really know about.
Yeah, it's the most popular. And then we've got about 3 ounces of honey that we're going to add to that. That helps thicken it, it sweetens it, and really offsets the spice to that.
Yeah.
So we heat that up, we mix that together. Everything comes together real nicely. We take the chicken, we got it on an English muffin, and it all comes together.
All comes together nicely.
I hope so.
Perfect. Well, we're going to let him whip this up a little bit more, mix that sauce together, and we'll check in with some weather because tonight temperatures are dropping into the low single digits. Adam Sherwinski will have your full weather forecast when we come back. Well, we're still in the kitchen. Stay with us.
Come rain, wind, even snow and ice, a lot of damage can happen during the winter season. But Leaf Guard's got you covered. It's the gutter that never clogs, guaranteed. And because we attach to the fascia with screws, not nails, it's not coming down. Leaf Guard can support, get this, up to 250 pounds. The patented design draws the rain in and the leaves just roll off. In fact, it works so well, it's earned the Good Housekeeping seal 16 years in a row. We do install during winter months, and now's a great time to call during our winter blowout sale. Receive 67% off labor. You'll get a nice bonus, too. Act now to receive a $200 Lowe's gift card with your purchase of a complete Leaf Guard system. And there's more. Call during this program and we'll double your gift from a $25 to a $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate and gutter inspection. Call Leaf Guard now for these special savings.
They go with the house, and so does the warranty. And I think it'll increase the value of my house and make it easier to sell. So that's why I went with Leaf Guard.
With more than 1 million satisfied customers, it's easy to see how Leaf Guard maintains an A+ rating with the BBB. And look at Leaf Guard's exclusive big mouth. The extra large opening and oversized downspouts can handle up to 32 inches of rainfall an hour. Call now for the lowest price on a one-piece covered system. During Leaf Guard's winter blowout sale, you'll save with 67% off labor. Ask about the transferable lifetime warranty. Plus, receive a bonus $200 Lowe's gift card with your purchase of a complete Leaf Guard system. And be sure you call during this program to double your gift. Receive a $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate and gutter inspection. Call Leaf Guard now for the gutter that never clogs. Guaranteed.
These deals are amazing.
I know. How do we get them?
Okay, we have to be very subtle about asking, like this.
Like this?
No, like this.
Actually, you don't have to do any of that. Switch and get the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free.
Even without the...
You would have gotten it anyway.
Cool.
Get the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular.
The Storm Tracker Skycam Network, brought to you by Linco Precision Ag Technology Solutions.
Now, your local Weather Authority forecast with meteorologist Adam Sherwinski.
Afternoon, everybody. Taking a look outside, we're continuing with the mostly clear conditions for tonight. And by the time we go into tomorrow, though, things will start to change here. Notice we have partly cloudy to mostly clear conditions for the rest of the afternoon going into the evening hours. And those clear skies are going to help us cool down for this evening. Temperatures in the single digits to 0 there in Peru, 6 in Peoria, 8 as you go into Bloomington. So a cold night indeed. Future track showing our next chance of snowfall comes for tomorrow there. About 12:15, we start seeing it spread across most of the region here and continuing into the afternoon and evening hours, leaving here about 6 p.m. or so. High temperatures, not very warm, 16 for your high in Peoria, 19 as you go into Bloomington, and 15 in Pontiac, so a very chilly day. Forecast totals could up to about 1 to 2 inches here in this system, maybe even 3 as you get more into the heart of central Illinois. We'll have to watch for that. Otherwise, though, this is what's happening. We have this area of low pressure, this trough in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Now it's starting to spark a few spots here and there of some short waves, which means more snowfall, more systems coming through, and more cold temperatures behind those. So snow tracking all the way from Nebraska into central Illinois for tomorrow. And we're also bringing in cold temperatures behind it. That's Saturday, and this is Sunday here right now. Below average temperatures, very extremely below temperatures from Michigan all the way up to Montana. So it's going to be a cold weekend. And if you have any thoughts of it being warm by the time we get to next week, 6 to 10-day outlook showing still a below average temperatures, very much so for the Great Lakes and even to the heart of the Midwest, stretching down into the south too. So it's going to be cold. 6 for tonight, mostly clear. Wind chill values about 0 to 5 degrees. As we go into tomorrow, 16, midday snowfall. A bit of sunshine before that, so we'll see our clear skies really come to an end by the middle of the day once that snow starts to move right on in. The extended forecast here, notice that we have more of the cold temperatures along with snow chances. 30% chance of snowfall, the weakest chance by this weekend. We get to Monday, another chance of snow. Tuesday and Wednesday, a little bit lighter, but still there. Notice those low temperatures in the single digits to below 0. So it is going to be downright chilly. Stay warm. We'll have more after this.
Amazing power, amazing speed, one ultra cool price. Take your internet to the extreme, starting at $19.99 a month for 1 year. Experience blazing hot speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig. Turn up the intensity with powerful in-home Wi-Fi and stay chill with 99.99% network reliability. Get extreme internet, starting at $19.99 a month for 1 year. Dial 844-EXTREME2.
FanDuel's made it incredibly easy to try sports betting for the big game. Yeah, I'm not legally allowed to call it so it's not nearly as easy to tell you about it. Join today to get 55-1 odds on either team to win the FanDuel Sportsbook. More ways to win.
Your news every hour in primetime is on News Nation on WGN America. News Nation reported on Wyoming miners learning new careers as coal jobs dwindle.
Humans can adapt to change.
As construction on the wall stops, we covered mixed reaction at the border.
We should build more of it. They want to live a better life.
News Nation covers your nation every night starting at 8, 7 Central on WGN America. Go to newsnationnow.com to find WGN America on your cable or satellite provider.
A cancer diagnosis doesn't have to make you feel powerless. Because at Cancer Treatment Centers of America, there is power in specialists who relentlessly pursue treatment options for your individual cancer, and doctors who take the time to answer every question. There is power in rapid test results and appointments in as little as 24 hours, so you wait less and worry less. Now in network with most insurance plans. Call now.
Family run since 1983, Foster's Auto Service has you covered from your windshield wipers to your engine. With a full suite of services, there's no better time to call and set up an appointment. Foster's Auto Service is located across from the Peoria Speedway on Farmington Road.
The following segment may contain sponsored content paid for by advertisers. The opinions and views expressed belong to their sponsors and not those of Nexstar Broadcasting Incorporated, this station, or their affiliates or employees. You're watching Central Illinois Newsday.
Well, the big reason people tune into the big game has really nothing to do with anything about football at all. Commercials are a fan favorite. But one Super Bowl staple is opting out of the advertisements this year, funding a different, unique way to spend those dollars. Annie Kate shows us how.
A historic showdown, Super Bowl 55 puts two of the best NFL quarterbacks up against each other, but one of the yearly fan favorite ads by Budweiser will not make its famous Clydesdale appearance. Andy Goler with Bud Light explains this decision.
They're really rooted in Americana. They decided this year was to not run a Super Bowl ad and donate the money.
Right here in Peoria at Brewers Distributing, Jessica DeSantis says it's very important Budweiser take the initiative to help the community.
I think right now, together we need to stay united and try to beat what's going on, and if Budweiser can help with that, I think that's what's best.
But that's not stopping the bigger company, InBev, that owns Budweiser, from advertising.
Bringing fun to the world. That's what Bud Light does.
Goler says the commercials are a huge draw for the Super Bowl audience. The Bud Light commercials have already been released on social media. One brings back old icons and the other pokes fun at the pandemic.
People watch the Super Bowl, they want to see the ads. So there's a captive audience that wants to see great advertising.
Locally, Brewers Distributing is stocking up to meet the demand for Sunday's game.
It's a huge week for our team. Everybody's getting ready for the big game.
Chris Marsh at Bradley University tells me with the current political climate, advertisers are walking on eggshells.
I'm really excited to see how advertisers walk that sort of fine line between, yes, it's the Super Bowl, and yes, this is, the biggest event for commercials, every year. But also to kind of temper that with we're still in the middle of all of this.
Marsh says we can expect to see some newcomers, including the TikTok competitor Triller, but we will not see Coca-Cola advertise this year because of the financial struggles the pandemic caused.
And that was Annie Kate reporting. Now we're turning to Super Bowl foods that you'll want to include at your family-owned party.
Yes, family owned.
Because, still pandemic. So
leave those neighbors in the garage where they belong.
Right. Outside.
You stay outside.
So
what we got here, this is a wonder. Rebecca, I hope you really like this. This is a lot of fun. You can use this recipe on chicken wings. You can use it on turkey cutlets. You can use it on whatever you like. But it's a lot of fun. So we've got our chicken thighs. They're all done there. We got our special blue cheese mayonnaise, which you're going to try for the very first time.
The very first
love it, I think. So we'll put a little bit of that on there. That just has fresh lemon. It's got blue cheese, a little salt and pepper, and it's got some scallions in there and garlic. It's really nice. Then we got our seasoned up chicken thighs. To assemble this, we just toast an English muffin. If you want to use a bun, you can't. It has to be an English muffin. There you go. And we put the chicken on top.
Okay.
And then we got our dressing here on the top bun. And then we're going to put a lettuce, tomato, and onion on there. Put the whole thing together like that. It's going to be a little messy, and that's part of the Super Bowl fun. And then you can just dig in, or would you like me to cut that in half for you?
You know, since we want to do shows later, we might go ahead and cut it.
We'll just cut that in half.
If that's okay.
We'll make this less dangerous.
I'm being needy on a Friday. It's fine. Well, you know, Mark, you make a lot of food. So what is really your favorite Super Bowl, like, go-to?
My favorite food, I tell you what, I love seafood. And
really?
I think, yeah, seafood, something like this, though, is a lot of fun. I think for Super Bowl, you want something that you can just make and put out and people can get themselves. You don't have to worry much about, you know, serving them and getting, you know, everything for them. So, I mean, chilies, soups, stews like that. Sandwiches like this, you can lay out everything and they can make their sandwich and assemble them as they go along. But it's something that's fast and efficient.
Absolutely. And this is very tasty.
Do you like that?
I do, because you've got the red hot. You can have that, and then kind of the, you know, coolness of the mayonnaise.
Yeah,
we got over there kind of cuts that in half so it doesn't, you know, get too hot on the palate.
It doesn't take it too far.
No, it doesn't. I really like this.
Then if you like, you can add a little brown sugar to that seasoning mix too, so it's kind of like a sweet and savory if you like. But
interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Kids love it. I think it goes great with a lot of different Super Bowl beverages, so
yes,
enjoy.
Absolutely. Well, Chef Mark, it's been a pleasure having you back here on CI News Day. He'll be back every Friday, so don't worry, he's not going anywhere. We'll have this whole menu, your recipe, on CIProud.com. We'll have it posted there for you if you'd like to try before Sunday. But don't leave us just yet. CI News Day will be back after this.
I've always thought of myself as being a beautiful woman, and my mouth was sinking in and I was in pain. You're a person who's going to have dentures. Go see Dr. June. He will put all of your concerns at ease. Dentures.
Better call 911. Hey, you took a big fall.
Check, Mike. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me get the boss over here. And we need the boss now. Get him here. It's okay. Around the back. All the way around the back. All the way around the back. Need help right now.
When you've been injured at work, the last thing you need to worry about is paperwork and fair compensation. Call Kanowski Bresney. We get your worth.
Hurry! Get to UFS today before they're gone. We have new Ashley sofas in love seats in stock and take home today.
Mic checked 1, 2. Mic check.
Because they won't last long. UFS. Make your house a home today.
Time for new flooring? Get new luxury vinyl plank flooring for as little as $38 a month at UFS. It's 100% waterproof, pet-friendly, and easy to install. Get new flooring today at UFS and make your house a home.
Michael's Italian Feast, home of the best subs, pizza bread, grilled cheese, and Italian beef around. The best pile-high subs and hot sandwiches in Central Illinois. And no one has better homemade, always fresh from the oven bread. Michael's Italian Feast.
Now is the time for a new bath from Bathfitter. Every Bathfitter bath is installed quickly, safely, and beautifully with a lifetime warranty. Go from old to new, from worn to wow. The beautiful bath you've always wanted, done right, installed by one expert technician, all in one day. We've been creating moments like these for 35 years, and we're here to help you get started.
You're watching Central Illinois Newsday.
Well, check this out. A Canadian magician brought his 7-year-old tobogganing bunny Cookie with him to ride down a blue hill in Windsor, Ontario. That's Cookie on that sled there and then sitting on his shoulder as he sleds. Now, the magician says his bunny is fearless and is helping him spread much needed joy during his outings. And one could say this is one Cookie with a taste for adventure. Oh, the puns. I can't handle it. Oh, man. Let's
You're really
check in
just
with...
hopping to those puns, aren't you?
It was hard. It was there, and I was just trying to, you know, deliver, and I didn't. It's fine.
Right. No more bunny business.
No more bunny business.
Jeez Louise. I can do this all night. We got a newscast, though, coming up.
No, we can interrupt that. Let's just keep going. Let's see what you got, Chris.
I would have named him Snowball, because we've got,
Oh, geez.
got more snow on the way.
Yep. See? You can go. All right. Well, here's what we're actually going to talk about at 4 o'clock. We are going to talk about the weather, but also the other big topic this weekend, which is, of course, the Super Bowl. And if you're looking for something to bring to your, as Rebecca said, family-only Super Bowl party, well, how about some Girl Scout cookies? We're going to tell you where you can find that popular treat.
And we have more snow on the way. Sigh. This is going to be that light, fluffy stuff. I'll let you know how much of that white, fluffy stuff, not the bunny, we're talking about coming up here at 4 o'clock.
All right, well, let's get to it. WMBD News at 4 starts right now.
Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Feldco.
And good afternoon. I'm your local weather authority, Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates. Not a bad day. We did have some snow flurries earlier this morning. Temperatures never really warming up despite the sunshine this afternoon, though. It is 22 degrees. Nice looking shot on our brave Law Center camera looking back towards downtown.